Hello, it's Charlene from Bloomosity Psychotherapy, and this is a recording of a mindfulness meditation. So I want you to find a place in your home or wherever you're at that's free of distraction from other people or from phones. Get comfortable in your chair, or maybe you're sitting on the floor with your back against the wall. And I want you to just close your eyes and begin to focus on your breath. So, noticing as you breathe in and breathe out. Not changing your breath in any way, just noticing. Noticing the constant rhythm. Noticing that you don't have to do anything. That the breath is there, the breath is constant. Sitting up straight in your chair or wherever you're at, lengthening your spine, breathing in and out. And as you breathe in, maybe noticing that your chest is lifting somewhat, ribs are widening, spine lengthening. Just pay attention to that. Focus on that inhalation and how it's changing the shape of your torso. Chest lifting, ribs widening, spine lengthening. Maybe the belly is expanding as well as the diaphragm pushes down. Also noticing if your mind has already taken you off someplace else. Notice if that's happened, and just bring your attention back to your inhalations, following the path of the breath as it enters in through the nose and then exits out through the nose. And noticing as you're sitting here any sounds that are present. Can you hear any odd sort of crackle in this recording, or can you hear the background sound that I have playing? Is there any noise coming from the room around you or beyond? Notice it, but notice as well if your mind wants to create a story out of that sound. Notice that, put it to the side, make room for those thoughts, but return your attention back to the sounds, back to whatever you're hearing, not passing any judgment, just noticing those sounds that you're hearing. Now bring your attention to whatever you can smell. Are there any scents, odors that you notice? Again, if you notice that that mind is coming in, maybe giving you that to-do list, or maybe being critical about the exercise or judging what you're doing right now, notice that that's happening, but see if you can set it aside. Imagine that there is actually a room beside you, a room beside your mind's eye. There's a door, and you're just going to place that thought or that story that distracts you. Just place it in that room and shut the door and return to focusing on whatever you can smell. And now turn your attention to whatever you can taste in your mouth, and just by saying the word taste, notice what happens. Do your salivary glands activate? Notice anything you taste. And now bringing your attention to whatever is within your field of vision, even with eyes closed. What are you noticing? Is it a black screen? Are there lights streaming down or flashing? What colors do you see? Just noticing. Noticing that and noticing when the mind takes you away. Make room for those thoughts and just put them aside, bringing your attention back to whatever you see in that field of vision, even with eyes closed. And now bringing attention to your body, noticing any sensation on the soles of the feet. Bringing your attention to your ankles and to the tops of your feet. Bringing attention to your calf muscles. Noticing how they feel. Are they in contact with the floor or with your thigh? Just notice that. Being here, being present, noticing any feeling in your knees or in your thighs. Now paying attention to what it feels like to have your bottom, your sit bones in contact with the chair you're sitting on or the floor or bed or pillow. Just noticing what it's like to have that connection to the ground. And noticing your belly. Breathe into the belly. Notice the belly expanding and contracting. Noticing your lower back. Paying attention to your middle back and your upper back. And again, noticing if those thoughts are coming in. They will, if your mind is anything like my mind. It's going to take you off somewhere. Our minds like to think that's what they're there for. They're problem solvers. But we're not using our minds right now for problem solving or thinking about the future or the past. We're using that part of our mind that can really stay present and focus on where we're at and what we're feeling in our body. Noticing any sensation in your chest, in your heart. Noticing the rise and fall of the chest with each breath. And noticing the back of your neck, noticing your throat and your shoulders. Notice those. How do they feel right now? And can you pay attention to your hands, to the fingertips on your hands? Can you notice if there's a temperature that you're feeling? Is it cool? Is it warm? Is there any tingling, any pulsing? Noticing the palms of your hands and your wrists and lower arms. And then bringing attention up to your upper arms, biceps and triceps. Notice if you're clenching your jaw and just let it relax. Relax your jaw. Feel the hollows in your cheek bones. Feel your temples. Notice if there's any tension there. Just notice it. Don't judge it. Just notice. See if you can breathe into any tension that you're feeling in your eyebrows or your forehead. Just let it go. Stay present. And breathe in and out. In through the nose and out through the nose. Noticing as you inhale, maybe there's a lengthening of the spine. Noticing the chest lift, ribs widen, belly expand. And then noticing as you exhale what's happening in the body. Noticing the shoulders perhaps softening and rounding in. Noticing the lower ribs perhaps knitting in together. Noticing if the mind is coming in to tell you a story about what you're doing right now. Notice it and let it go. Our minds can be like radio doom and gloom, always telling us what we should be doing, what we could be doing, what we're supposed to be doing, worrying about what we should be doing, feeling regret over things we haven't done. Radio doom and gloom, just imagine that you have a dial on that radio and you're going to turn down the volume of that thinking mind and bring your attention back to the breath, back to that part of yourself that can observe what's going on in your body, what's going on in the room through your senses, through your smell, touch, taste, sight, hearing. Focus on the breath. Notice the pause at the end of each inhale and the end of each exhale. And then again, noticing your sit bones firmly in contact with the ground beneath you. Feel your connection to the ground. Pull your shoulders up to the ears and then drop them down. Do that again. Pull them up, drop them down. Roll your shoulders to the back. And then roll your shoulders to the front. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Bring your hands together and rub the palms together so that you're generating heat in your hands. And if you're not wearing any glasses, I invite you to bring those warm hands up to your closed eyes. Bring them up. And then open your eyes and allow the hands to fall down gently into your lap. And you've done an amazing job. 15 minutes of mindfulness meditation. My name is Charlene. Feel free to contact me at Bloomosity Psychotherapy.